Welcome to hole number one of the Christmas Market Tournament, played here on the Grunberg Slopes course and City Park. Now, setting up here hole number one, this par four with a navigator and an extra mile. 4.5 top, 1 bar of right spin. And as you can see here, we're just bouncing from that first fairway directly down the middle of the second fairway. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's made for sort of an average rookie account. Could be a little bit higher level, could be a little bit lower level, but you'll see extra mile 6 played throughout the video and a wide selection, well, a minor select free-to-play balls. Second shot here with the Thorn Club. You're going to give it 2 bars of backspin, and there's like an incidental couple of clicks of right spin as well. So it's worthy of mentioning. Now, you could count your rings from min here. That would be a very effective technique. However, I found that -10 minimum distance here in this setup tends to work out pretty good. Now, again, depending on the wind direction, the velocity of it, and other factors going on here, it's really going to depend on how you play the shot. So I really recommend you take a few practices with all of these shots and just sort of tune it for your clubs, your ball choices, and the actual wind that we get in the tournament play. So perfect away. That's what we want to see today. Good luck to you guys in this tournament. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, hole number 2. This is the first par 3. I set up here with like a Marlin, maybe a Navigator ball here, giving it 3.2 top, 0.5 bars of right spin. And you'll notice we're bouncing up from the very first part of the fairway. There's a ton of ways you can play this hole. There's rough bumps, there's, all sorts of things. Setting this shot up and playing it 1-to-1, I find to be a very, very good and consistent and safe way to get this ball up to the green, give you a very, very good chance of getting a drop and not putting it into some kind of a hazard situation, because anything can happen and you do want to be careful. Mind how the wind is working here, but as you can see, bounces once, twice, rolls beautifully up to the hole, just about get in the hole. Let's go. Okay, so hole number 3, this City Park hole, this can be quite interesting. I like to set it up here with the Kingmaker ball and a quarterback here. We're going to give it 3 bars of top spin, 3 bars of right spin, and we are at max with that blue ring or the clear ring, depending on the level of your quarterback touching that right rough. We're going to give this about circle break over power, half a ball of right curl. This can change a little bit depending on the wind, but generally speaking, this is quite a safe drive. It can be played with an APOC, even a Kingmaker, depending on the wind. Second shot, I choose a Viper here because most rookie accounts, their sniper will not reach. This is a bit of a longer shot, just outside of the reach of most low-level snipers. So 3 bars of backspin, 0.5 right spin. Take a look at that second bounce. That's really what I'm using to set this shot up, because we're missing a lot of ball guide here with only a Viper 7. However, this is still very droppable and very makeable. I played the drive at 1-to-1. Second shot here, we're adjusting 10% max. Now, this headwind, this tailwind direction really does give you a benefit to try to get this one where you want it to go. But it's no gimme. Still a long bomb here on the par 5. Looking for albatrosses now. Let's go. Get at that pin. Get in the hole. Okay, so hole 4, it is common to play there on the left side. And in some situations, it's still going to be a very good benefit to you. However, I propose with 4 bars of top spin, 2 bars of left spin, aiming directly down the middle of the second fairway at 10% max, will give you also a very viable approach shot in all wind conditions, because that left side is really only favorable in a crosswind or a tailwind. Now, this one here, you'll notice in the video I gave it 4.5 bars of top spin, but I mentioned only 4 bars of. You're going to see just now why that is so close. 4 top should be plenty. Second shot played here at 30% mid distance, and I'm going to be giving this 2 bars of backspin. You'll notice here, just getting that backbone set up anytime now. That's right. He's ready to play. Look at this guy. Comes in. Good. Okay, so changing the app 30% here. We're going to play that about 3.4 for mid distance here. And as you can see, getting a couple bars of backspin. Maybe sometime this century. He's overthinking this shot, this guy. Did I play this? Oh, yeah. You know what? This shot is actually going to drop with no spin. But I remember why I put 2 bars of backspin in my notes, because this thing is going to come in fiery fast. And it's one of those shots that, it could hit that pin and bounce out, like I got, happened to me in the weekend round of the last tournament. But anyway, it's all good. Get in there, a little fiery, but it gets the job done. All right, so good old hole number 5, this par 3. I'm going to play this one here with a sniper and a katana ball. 3 bars of right spin, no top spin, and no back spin. Enough to play this 20% max elevation. Now, we're playing the rough bump here. This one can be a little bit difficult. You might revert to a bounce shot here, but if you've got a good wind or something similar to this, it's certainly worth a look here from the front tee. Second tee changes the angle of this shot quite a bit. Can make it a bit more difficult. But take a look, maybe you're going to use a kingmaker here and keep that wind down. Still have 3 side spin, but 1 bump, 2 bump, little roll beautifully at the hole. Let's go. That's how I want to see you play the Christmas market tournament. All right, hole number 6, this par 5, going to go on the right-hand side here with an extra mile and a zerk. Now, you see the Titan here, but we're going to change it up here because we're going to really grip it and rip it. 4.5 top, 1 right. Take a look, fairway marker at the end of this fairway. You notice the ball guide is just sneaking to the left of that. In a right to left wind, I might have the ball just to the right of that marker. So lining it up there, 10% max is going to be the adjustment here, not a whole bunch. We don't need to give this massive overpower either. Now, I pushed this up to max, and then we're just going to use like circle break overpower here. Well, maybe circle drop overpower, excuse me. But anywhere in that range should be just fine. You're going to bounce third shot in the rough here, and pops out beautifully onto the fairway. Now, the great thing with a drive like this is it does give us a very legitimate chance to get to this very long par 5 green in a nice way that gives you a bit of a chance to get the Albie here. A couple bars of backspin, maybe actually a little bit of right spin here. Might have been a bit of a better play on my part. Again, having longer clubs and, a bit more ball guide can help. However, -10 here. I think I've still got 10 in the app. -10 is the better note to play. You'll see this one is quite over adjusted. But again, this gets you down there. Very safe eagle. And anytime you can get a chance at an albatross, I mean, that's a good time for me. So I'm looking forward to it. And I think it's going to be, even with some difficult courses, I think we're going to have a lot of fun in this tournament. So as you can see, comes in nicely, good speed, off a considerably over adjusted amount, but -10 there should put you in a better way. All right, so hole number 7, there's a few ways to play this one, but I really like this rough bump here, particularly if you've got a headwind. Now, I've got the kingmaker here. You don't have to have a kingmaker, but look how low it gets your wind. A couple bars of backspin here is you're going to need about 2 bars of backspin, and you'll see that tip of the ball get just through the hole a little bit here, nicely in a headwind. I've got the half of the red ring in the rough here. Keep in mind that a tailwind here, you might have to pull back a ring or so on your adjustment to get this thing to land in a similar position. I actually prefer the bounce shot in a tailwind, but I don't have footage of it just now. However, I think this is going to be very, very good for almost all situations here on hole 7. So take a look, give it a rip. It's always in the practice, but the proof is in the pudding and the ball is in the cup. Let's go. Okay, so hole 8, this is the kind of par 4 that nightmares are made of. I've got a Quasar and an EM5 here, 4.5 top, 2 bars of left spin, and you'll notice that I've got half that red ring, or a little bit more than half, but just go half the red ring on that left rough there. I'm going to adjust the shot 10% max, and you're going to notice I'm going to use about half of the red ring. I would actually recommend to use like inner wall left curl here. You'll notice this one comes in very close to the bunker. A great right there would have been disastrous. So just keep that in mind. A tiny inner wall left curl. Second shot here with the sniper. I'm ultimately going to play 3 bars of backspin, 1 bar of right spin, and we're going to adjust this shot at 0% mid. One of the difficult things about the City Park course is there's not a lot of flat landing positions. There's not a lot of consistency to be had here. In Master, you do some kind of crazy rough bump over the bunker. It's nonsense. But this shot here, it sets up very decently, and it gives us a very, very good look at it. Now, strangely enough, I'm going to hit great on this shot. Now, I hate to be a spoiler. There's a great ball, and this is still going to drop. So take it. It is. It gets you in a very close position, and it is a good adjustment depending on. Okay, and finally, hole number 9. I really appreciate we have a par 5 that we can go for albatross. Titan, and an extra mile 6. I tend to like the right-hand side, but most people seem to play the left. I mean, you'll see what I do. You can be the judge here. Max top, 4.5 top, and like I said, setting up here, EM6 and a Titan ball. Adjusting 10% max here once these broken grids get their act together. There we go. Nothing crazy. And we're just going to hit this shot without any bravado, no curl, no overpower, no clicks of bullshit. Excuse my French. But just get it down the middle of the fairway without making it too very difficult. So there we go. As indicated, no big deal. Second shot, you're going to be playing here with about 3 bars of backspin at 30% max. Now, there's a rough bump you can play off the hill here. There's all sorts of ways you can do this, but I like keeping it straightforward. I can't help but notice how good the wind angle is here, coming in with a nice tailwind breeze directly at our target. That definitely helps keep things in line. However, this is a good note, and I think this is going to be a really, really good hole to end the tournament on. It gives us something to work with, and, you know, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, tough courses through the last end part of 2023. But I really think that we're going to have a good one coming up next year. And I think that there's going to be some new courses. I hope. I feel like they were on a good cadence of new courses, and now we've been slowing down and dropping off. So don't forget to drop a comment, even your favorite emoji, for engagement. Thank you so much. Good luck in the tournament. And hey, thanks very much for watching.